Hello, my name is Kent Currie from the Waikato Rugby Union. Today on the show we have former All Black prop Hoeft. Welcome to the show, Hoefty.
How are you, Kent?
Look, mate, is it sunny in here, is it? Is that why you're wearing a hat?
No, I don't want my hair to look as rude as yours, so I'll decide to keep it on.
Well, you're hassling my part to the side. It's actually fashionable, mate. You've obviously spent too much time in France.
Yeah, well, I don't know what year it was fashionable, but I'd prefer to keep the cap on, represent Waikato Rugby Union, and yeah.
Good stuff, mate. Now tell me, why are you in the Waikato? What's the story of that?
Well, I'm originally from Thames Valley, so I'm moving closer to the family. And
6 toes? You have 6 toes, being from Thames Valley.
Good comeback, Currie. No, I don't. I'm not like Sunville, got one of them chopped off.
Yeah.
But now we're back in the Waikato and close to family, and so it's good to live near family after so long away.
That's great, mate. Now you're going to be coaching the Waikato scrum this year, the mighty Waikato front row.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to, so let's see. I hope I've got a bit to offer, and we'll see how it goes from there.
And have you started training the boys as yet or not?
I've just done a little bit. I haven't done too much. I've just been working with them sort of one-on-one. But after the club season, during the club season, I'll be watching their games and seeing how they're getting on. And once we start our unit work, I'll be getting more into it with that.
Because you've been seen at Chiefs training as well, haven't you? So you've been doing a little bit of work with their front rowers.
Yeah, I go in and look at the videos of the games and analyse what I think they're doing right and wrong, and see who they're playing next, and see if I can work out some sort of plan. But it's nothing official, but it's good experience for me, and they've got a good group of young fellas down there, so it's good. And
you're down at Boys High as well, with some of our younger players coming through, giving them some of your insight.
Oh, exactly. I'm down there as well, and I'm just trying to take it all in and get as much experience as I can. And they're a big school down there, and they've got a lot of very talented young players.
So are you a motivated coach? Like, is it something that you want to pursue?
Well, I've sort of fallen into the role. I wasn't sure what I was going to do when I came home, and Chris Gibbs got me involved with the Waikato Rugby Union, and so I'm just trying it out, and I do enjoy it. I like being around the environment, and hopefully I've got a bit to offer, and we'll take it from there, really.
So tell me, Hoefty, like, you finished playing for the All Blacks in 2003. What have you been up to in the last few years?
Well, I played an extra season for Otago, and then in 2005 I went to play in France. So I was in a team called Cast Olympic for 6 seasons, and then I finished off with a short stint in Toulouse. So I had a long period of time there, and I think I've learnt some things there that can probably be that I can sort of use with the knowledge I had from New Zealand to help out in the front row.
So what was the difference between playing rugby in France and, say, in New Zealand?
Well, they sort of, in France, they did treat the props sort of like they treat the wingers here. So
So you're a superstar?
Well, I don't know if I'm a superstar, but they did. I suppose they hold the props in a bit higher value than they do here. They seem to see them a little bit, well, they used to, as a bit of the popos and the guys that weren't as skillful in that, and I think you've seen that changing in New Zealand rugby.
They used to chant your name, didn't they, in the stands? That's what you're telling me before on the trip over here.
No, they used to chant some of the props' names, maybe not mine. I played with Case Muse as well, so he's always a big crowd favourite. So. But yeah, the techniques that you learn there are a little bit different to here, and so if I can marry those two sort of things in, it'll be good for New Zealand rugby.
See, some of their players are quite dirty, aren't they? Like, they get into eye gouging and punching and a little bit of uncouth rucking and stuff like that. Are those stories all true, or are they just myths?
No, I think, and over history, I suppose they've been proven to be true. But I didn't really have too much to deal with, and I'm sure I was capable enough of looking after myself. And that's one thing. If you do go over there, you've got to be able to scrummage, and you've got to be able to look after yourself. So in that regard, it wasn't too bad for me.
So you would have learnt a little bit about scrummaging over in France as well. Now, are you going to take some of those philosophies and teach them to the boys here in the Waikato?
Well, I'm hoping to. Things I've learnt, I think that I can sort of, like I said, marry in with the things I've learnt in New Zealand. I think can really add some benefit. Sometimes I think the props, some of their knowledge I've been isn't the best. And if you're not having that specialist training, you're sort of just leaving them to go out on their own, and they're probably not learning to deal with certain techniques and that.
No, that's great. It's always probably good. In your case, you've got a great feel for scrummaging and that, so a lot of the, I guess there's a generic way of scrummaging these days, and it all sort of filters down from the top, and every coach gets taught how to coach the scrum a certain way in that, but it's good that you've come back and you've got your own ideas, and you can basically, teach the boys who've already got a good base other little nuances of scrummaging.
Well, let's hope so. And I think one of the strengths probably in the past with New Zealand rugby, just for me, was we didn't really know what each other was doing with the different unions. So in Otago we were doing one thing. When I was there, Canterbury, Wellington, Waikato, Auckland, we were all doing different things. And I think you find a level and keep improving. So each year everyone's got to try and improve, and I think it raises the bar.
Yeah.
So I think New Zealand's lucky we've got a great scrum coach in Mike Cron, but it's about taking what Chronos gives to you and trying to adapt it and push it to suit yourself, and then that creates a level, and it keeps expanding the level as well and pushing the boundaries of it.
No, good stuff, Hoefty. Hey, look, mate, we've got to cut it short there. Manny's in my ear telling me to wind it up. She's just said it 15 times in quick succession, actually, so we better finish it there, mate. But thanks very much for coming on the show, and good luck with your coaching of the Waikato boys this year. I'm sure you're going to do a great job.
Thanks very much.
No worries at all. That's the end of the chatter here in Matamata. Kasia will be back with you after the break.